Yeah.
I, re- I refuse to believe that the presidents and chairmen of the boards of these big corporations want their corporate image to consist exclusively of a solemn voice in an echo chamber, or a pretty girl opening the door of a refrigerator, or a horse that talks. They want something better, and on occasion some of them have demonstrated it. But most of the men whose legal and moral responsibility it is to spend the stockholders' money for advertising are removed from the realities of the mass media by 5, 6, or a dozen contraceptive layers of vice presidents, public relations counsel, and advertising agencies. Their business is to sell goods, and the competition is pretty tough. But this nation is now in competition with malignant forces of evil who are using every instrument at their command to empty the minds of their subjects and fill those minds with slogans, determination, and faith in the future. If we go on as we are protecting the mind of the American public from any real contact with the menacing world that squeezes us. We are engaged in a great experiment to discover whether a free public opinion can devise and direct methods of managing the affairs of the nation. We may fail, but we are handicapping ourselves needlessly. Let us have a little competition, not only in selling soap, cigarettes, and automobiles, but in informing a troubled, apprehensive, but receptive public. Why should not each of the 20 or 30 big corporations which dominate radio and television decide that they will give up one or two of their regularly scheduled programs each year, turn the time over to the networks, and say, in effect, this is a tiny tithe, just a little bit of the profits. On this particular night, we aren't going to sell cigarettes or automobiles. This is merely a gesture to indicate our belief in the importance of ideas. The networks should, and I think would, pay for the cost of producing the program. The advertiser, the sponsor, would get name credit, but would have nothing to do with the content of the program. Would this blemish the corporate image? Would the stockholder object? I think not. But if the premise upon which our pluralistic society rests, which, as I understand it, is that of the people, are given sufficient undiluted information, they will then somewhere, even after being after having sober second thoughts, reach the right decision. If that premise is wrong, then not only the corporate image, but the corporations are done for. There used to be an old phrase in this country employed when someone talked too much. It was, go hire a hall. Under this proposal, the sponsor would have hired the hall. He has brought the time, the local station operator, no matter how indifferent, is going to carry the program. He has to. Then it's up to the networks to fill the hall. I am not here talking about editorializing, but about straight-away exposition, as direct, unadorned, and impartial as fallible human beings can make it. Just once in a while, let us exalt the importance of ideas and information. Let us dream to the extent of saying that on a given Sunday night, the time normally occupied by Ed Sullivan is given over to a clinical survey of the state of American education. And a week or two later, the time normally used by Steve Allen is devoted to a thoroughgoing study of American policy in the Middle East. Would the corporate image of their respective sponsors be damaged? Would the stockholders rise up in their wrath and complain? Would anything happen other than that a few million people would have received a little illumination on subjects that may well determine the future of this country, and therefore the future of the corporations? It may be that the present system with no modifications and no experiments can survive. Perhaps the money-making machine has some kind of built-in perpetual motion, but I do not think so. To a very considerable
Not great.
140. So that's a speed that Orla and I had about 4 or 5 months into the Army practicing. I remember we were timing it out at 140.